So today's game is gonna be Egypt versus Mozambique. The game played 2 days ago. I'm sorry I couldn't post it yesterday as promised. As I told you guys on my TikTok story and my YouTube page that I was at school yesterday. I was at school to fix my textbook. As you guys know, schools are opening soon, and I am a student. I was doing grade 10 last year. Doing grade 11 this year, a new grade. So congratulations to me. I passed. Yeah. Well, but then after that, when I came back from school, I started painting. So it was a lot of things. So I couldn't post Egypt versus Mozambique yesterday. But Egypt versus Mozambique. What a game! What a good game! That's the kinds of games we want in the Afghan. Those intensive games, those games where you think it's over, but it's not over. You understand what I'm talking about? I'm sure you guys understand. We're all football lovers, right? So I don't want to waste time. But I want us to look into the game. The very start of the game, I feel like Mozambique coming to this game, they wanted to play on counter attacks. That's the aim. But hell, knowing that they've got Guima, and they know that with Guima, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Guima, Guima. Guima, the white player, was playing in the midfield. Now that player, he was able to hold the ball, so it makes it easy for Mozambique to play on the transition play. And if you notice, when Mozambique started to gain the confidence to the game, to grow confidence into the game, Guima started to hold that ball, and the wingers started to be able now to play that transition play. Because at the beginning of the game, I think like the approach was to sit back and see and let Egypt come to them and see what's the tactical plan of Egypt. And it clearly worked, and it almost worked fully because it worked half. The fact that it was a 2-2 throw, it worked half. It worked half. Otherwise, if it was a win 2-1, if they had gotten that win, then it would have fully worked. So the first goal of the game came as early as possible. I'm not sure if this maybe is the fastest goal in this Afghan, but I think so because it came within 2 minutes in the game. Mustafa Muhammad scored, and I'm not pleased with the defense of Mozambique. I understand that they wanted to sit back and absorb pressure from Egypt, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the way the three players who were in front of Mustafa Mohammed allowed Mustafa Mohammed to turn and shoot. Like last time, Ivory Coast versus Guinea-Bissau, they allowed Mbamba to shoot the Guinea-Bissau defense. Now, the Mozambique defense allows Mustafa Mohammed to shoot. Now, the worst thing is that Mustafa Mohammed is even off balance, but he was able to turn and while falling down and shoot and score. So I'm not impressed with that. And obviously, I was supporting Mozambique. They are our neighbors. If you're South African, you know that Mozambique is your neighbor. You know they are our neighbors. So the first goal of the game, Mustafa Mohammed, he received the ball, and as he received the ball, he then holds the ball. He holds the ball, as you guys can see. He holds the ball, and in his holding of the ball, there's two players here. As he holds the ball, and there's another player that is next to him. So technically, it's three players. And as he turn, they allow him to turn. I'm not saying push someone, but put so much pressure to him, to his foot or whatever, to his body, or use your strength to a point that he cannot turn. Maybe we're late for someone. But he was able to turn, and as he turned, he shot the ball, and as lucky is a goal. So poor defending from Mozambique. They could have done better. 3 versus 1 could have done better. But at the end they didn't lose. And they almost wow. They made a comeback. They made a comeback from 1-0 down to 1-0 up, because 2-1 is 1-0 up, right? But I was impressed up with the right back of Mozambique, Domingos. I was impressed with the right back of Mozambique, the way he was overlapping, giving the left back of Egypt problems. And I want to say something, guys. Let's stop overrating Egypt. Let's just stop overrating Egypt. Egypt is like Nigeria. They're no longer the same club. The problem with the difference is that Nigeria is no longer that club they used to be. But Nigeria, they don't give results. No longer that club they used to be. But Nigeria, they don't give results. Egypt, they're no longer that club they used to be, but they're giving results. So now you understand what I'm trying to say. Because if you look at the midfield of Egypt, Zizo, Fati, El Nani. I mean, let's be honest, guys. The squad of Egypt is average. Al Shanaway, the goalkeeper of Egypt, Khabaski, the second-hand goalkeeper, those goalkeepers, they play in Africa. The defense of Egypt, if they even play in Europe, you guys don't even know what club they play for in Europe. You need to search. They're not popular. The only popular player here is Zizo, Trezeguet, El Nani, Salah, and maybe Mustafa Ahmed. But let's be honest, the only big player here in the Egyptian lineup was Salah. Let's be honest, guys. I'm sorry to the Egyptians. What do they call the pyramids? I'm sorry, but Salah is the only big player you guys have currently. El Nani used to be a big player at Arsenal. Is El Nani getting game time at Arsenal? No. So how can you say that Egypt has got a quality team? No, they've got an average team, Egypt. That's why when Mozambique started to grow confidence, they could have defeated Egypt to show that Egypt has got an average team. Even Nigeria, they've got an average team. Teams that got big players is Morocco. It's Senegal. Those kinds of, I think those are, I don't know about others, but I believe those are the two countries that have got quality players. But for Egypt, no. They've got, like Morocco, like Nigeria, they've got Osimhen, they've got Iwobi. Those are the few players they can brag about. Same goes to Egypt. They only brag about Salah to show that they've got mostly average players, not quality players. Those are quality players in their own, but in terms of in the world, only Salah. In their own, yes, but in the world, no. But the second goal of the game, what a comeback from Mozambique. And this could have been their first big win, but it was spoiled at the end. Viti scored the second goal. A good goal from Viti. It was a good goal from Viti, good header. Nowhere else anyone's gonna save that. He even got a little tip, a little finger on the ball, but still, it was a perfected header. Even the cross from Domingos, it was a perfect cross. Even the run made by it was made by Guima. Guima made the run, and there was a player who was tracking Guima. As Pomoto Manezake said, Mr. Pomoto, he said Guima's making the run. As Guima making the run, he's being tracked by this player. So as he make the run, the cleverness of Domingos, he can see that no, this person can be easily defended, judging from the space. Let me just cross it in, and luckily enough, Viti was there to bring in the hander to take the ball and head it in the net. So a great goal from Viti, as you guys can see. As you guys see that Guima is making the run. I think he was considering Domingos. As you guys can see, he was considering it to giving it to Guima, but considering the fact that there were 2 or 3 players in the box, as you guys can see, so he crossed it in. A good header from Viti, a good goal. It's not a great goal; it's a good goal. But the way he was played, it's a great way of playing it. It's like a trickery. He tricked the defender. He took the defender and ran. So the defender was now focused on Gwimi, because he knows if the ball is given to Gwimi, he'll then have to run and maybe make a tackle. So so Gwimi took the concentration of the defender, made it easy for Domingos to put in a cross, to set it and put it in. Viti got the header and put it in the net. Good goal, good interplay, good playment. Let me just say good playment. So within 3 minutes, 2 goals. Now the problem is that now Egypt, I feel like they felt too comfortable. They were too comfortable in this game because they were dominating ball possession with 62% ball possession. Mozambique with 38% ball possession. But Mozambique, they didn't care about maintaining ball possession or going pound to pound. For them, it's the score. They just wanted those results. I feel like they went for a draw. I can see from the way they started the game, they wanted a draw out of this game. But now that 2-1, that them coming from 1-0 down to being 1-0 up with a 2-1 scoreline, it gave them hope that they can do more than a draw. But unluckily, things happen in football. And to prove that Egypt were very dominant, they had 21 shots. And I'm sorry, 5 were on target. Mozambique had 6 shots, two were on target, and 2 of those targets were goals. And it's good for a team like Mozambique. When you get a chance, you bury it, because you might not get it again. They only had 6 shots throughout the game, whereas Egypt had 21 shots and 7 were on target. So we gotta applaud the goalkeeper of Mozambique. But I mean, 5 were on target. I'm sorry, 5 were on target. And the passes of Egypt, they maintained 518 passes. You see, to show that they were very dominant in the game. So when they were 1 up, they relaxed. They were too comfortable. They relaxed. And Egypt and Mozambique wanted that goal because they wanted to start off at least from a draw. Because when you start off from a draw against Egypt, for a nation like Mozambique, it's a big thing. Let's be honest. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's like for Equatorial Guinea, they threw against Nigeria in their first game. It's a big thing. Now they know in the next game, there's a boost of confidence going to the next game. The next team to face Equatorial Guinea and Mozambique, I'm telling you, be warned. Okay, so within 3 minutes, 2 goals. The defense of Egypt was napping. They didn't realize that now Mozambique have equalized. Now it's head to head. It's head to head. Now Mozambique have that belief, and once a small nation or small club gets that belief, they would want to drive themselves. They want to drive themselves until they get tired. They'll run until they get tired. I'm sorry, and I think Pelemba was already out by that time. So okay. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. Yeah, he came in as a sub. I'm sorry, but Clesios. I'm not gonna say classes. I'm not so. I can't say it right. I'm just gonna say classes, guys. Classes. The number 10 of Mozambique. A good goal. A good goal. Cool and composed. 1v1 with the goalkeeper. Bad defending from the Egypt centre back. You're the last man. You're the last man. You're the most important guy in the world. Let's be honest, guys. You're the last man. You're the most important guy in the world, because when you go for a tackle, it must be perfected. If you're gonna run with a player, it must be a run that you're willing to run. If you're gonna run with a player, you must run with the player. But at most times they will make a tackle. Center backs, right backs will usually run with you and make a tackle. So he went for the tackle as the last man, and was able to pass him. Classes, and he passed him 1v1. He puts it in the net. As you guys can see, bad defending. He went for the tackle. I feel like he should have stood his ground. And back up a little bit, not just go for the tackle. As much as he is Classes, he tripped it over him, and he scored. Good goal. 2-1, 2-1 the scoreline, 1-0 up. Mozambique. It's 58 minutes in the game. Now, how do you think Mozambique feels? They've got 33 minutes left. 32 minutes left. So there's that hope now that, you know what, we can do this. We can do this until the last end. I was devastated, Not that I did bad or anything, guys, but this is my neighbors, These are my neighbors. Even Mozambicans in South Africa, they support South Africa. You'd find them Mozambicans support Bafana Bafana. Because we are neighbors, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you. Okay. So, some of you guys may ask yourself, is it a penalty or not? But it's a clear penalty. Good decision from the ref. Yes, both of them were going with their foot in the air. Some would say it's a 50-50. But the player rolls his leg first and was going for the ball, and he kind of jumped with both of his legs and hit the Egyptian player underneath the feet. So obviously, the moment you touch a player, you guys know the FIFA rules in terms of refereeing. When you touch in terms of refereeing, and in terms of what happens inside the box, a little touch, clear penalty. A little touch is a penalty. When I mean little touch, if I can maybe kick a player in the back by mistake, because I feel like they were going. It's a 50. I feel like it was a 50-50. Both of them were going in the air with their foot, and but the Egyptian player had rose his foot. Let me just say his leg had risen his leg very high than the Mozambican player, who was Domingos, and he hit him underneath. So it's a clear penalty. A clear penalty, good decision from the referee was refereeing this match, um, and also good decision from the VAR. The VAR is the VAR, video assistant referee. I declare. So good goal, good penalty from Salah. No, I don't think there's a goalkeeper considered. Okay, maybe there is, but that penalty, guys, it almost bounced out from the post outside, but eventually it went in. I'm telling you guys, this was a great game. This was a great game. It was a game where all spectators, when they say everyone who's watching, the viewers, the spectators, they are crossing their fingers. The Egyptians were crossing their fingers. It was South Africa versus North Africa. When I say South Africa, I'm talking about the south of Africa, not South Africa, the nation that I mean. So Egypt is from North Africa, right? It was South Africa versus North Africa. Rivals versus rivals. The biggest nation in South Africa, I believe it's South Africa. It's kind of funny though. The biggest nation in North Africa, I believe it's Morocco. But let's stop debating that. You guys have your views, I have my views. You guys have your opinions, I have my opinions. Because we are football lovers. It's all about debating in football, And I'm sure some of you will be asking yourself, can I elaborate more on saying Egypt is an average player? Take a look at Trezeguet. Is Trezeguet still the same player he was? No. He's no longer the star player. Now look at this lineup. El Shanawy, right back Hani, left back Sharaf, center back Hagazay, Abdel Monem, midfield El Nani, Fatih, Zizou. I know 3 of them. Are they top players where they play? I believe Zizou plays. Maybe this is a top player. I believe this is a top player. El Nani used to. So Salah, top player, toppest. Zizou. So that's what I'm trying to say. Egypt is an average team, and it's a team that's not supposed to be feared. It's a team that's not supposed to be feared, I believe South Africa, Equatorial Guinea, and you will see, guys. You will see. Ghana just lost to Equatorial Guinea. You will see Ghana versus Egypt. That game is going to be a very intensive game. It's going to be very intensive physically. Both teams are not really physically active. Both teams. You'd find that Egypt would like to. The reason Egypt is like this, the reason Egypt is not seen as an average team, because they've got a great coach. A great coach who's very good tactically. You can even see how Egypt plays. And at most times, since most players are taken from Al Ahly, the combination play makes it more easier. But I would like to thank everyone. I would like to thank everyone for watching. And please do subscribe and hit the like button. And if you're seeing the video on TikTok, please do follow and hit the heart button. Thank you to yours truly, my hero, your best football analyst. I'm out.